beautiful. I'm Anacani, your wellness ally, whether you're juggling a busy lifestyle or stepping into the world of beautiful parenthood. This is your haven for joy, health, and balance. Join me as we explore effective tips and heartfelt insights on managing stress and nurturing wellness, designed for all you amazing people making it happen every day. From adrenal health to finding your zen amidst life's hustle, we're in this together. Hit subscribe, join our community, and let's embark on a journey towards a happier, healthier you.
Hey, beautiful. So I wanted to come on and just do this completely raw. I would do it live. I don't have the time right now to figure out the tech part of it. And I just figured, you know what? I didn't have a video planned for today, and I figured I would just let you guys know where I am in my journey. So my husband's been away in training. He's in the United States Marine Corps, and my son and I have been on our own for the last few months. And it's been going, okay. We're in a routine and everything, and he's coming back in a few days. So just kind of mentally preparing myself for the transition of having to co-parent again and relinquishing, my mama bear and figuring out how we're going to make it work, make sure the house is presentable, that kind of stuff. But one of the big decisions that I made was that I decided to put my son in daycare, or like a pre-K preschool. And this was a really hard decision for me for a couple of reasons. So I started my companies before I got pregnant, before we even really started. And I've been able to keep them somewhat alive, even with the pandemic. And after a good 4 to 5 years, I've finally had some breakthroughs with business opportunities, like massive opportunities. And it was really a hard decision for me to decide, should I take these opportunities or, say thank you for the opportunity, but basically pass on them, because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And a lot of factors played into the decision, but it was really hard. I ended up dealing with a lot of mom guilt. I'm still dealing with it now. The sense of feeling almost like a failure as a mom. In my mind, I really was like, yeah, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to be able to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and I'm going to be basically a superwoman. And although being a mom on its own is no short of being a superhero, it still kind of, was like, did I fail because I'm having to put him into daycare? And I'm openly telling you this because there might be other people out there feeling the same way. And how do you make the decision? And, choosing to pursue these two opportunities, does that mean, you have these thoughts? Does that mean that I don't, prioritize my family? Does that make me a bad mom? Like, all these deserving thoughts start to come up. And that's where mindfulness comes in. And I am letting these feelings flow and letting them go as they come and go. I've had multiple bouts of these, where I let the emotions, otherwise it's just going to build up, and then it's going to transcend into my parenting, and that's what I don't want to happen. So being vulnerable with myself, having some grace, and then just, feeling the emotions, good and bad. You have to, otherwise they'll just eat at you, because you're not really facing them, you're not acknowledging them. So I have this bracelet, and me and my friend Leisha started it. She joined a coaching program, and this bracelet reminds me to acknowledge thoughts that are not serving me, deserving thoughts, um, negative thoughts, thoughts that are basically inhibiting me, intensifying my fear factor, and trying to keep me from pursuing whatever it is I'm trying to go after. And so I put it onto the other wrist when I have these thoughts, because I want to mentally acknowledge them and be like, okay, so you're having these thoughts. And then as I do that, I rub the beads through my fingers and start to think about the feelings that I'm having. Am I anxious? Am I scared? What is it that I'm really feeling in the inside? And then I replace them with positive things. You are an awesome mom. You stayed home with him for 2 years, and they were not easy. Dealing with postpartum depression, dealing with some traumatic PTSD from the birthing experience, from the week in the hospital we both had, having to do this on our own overseas, away from family, the isolation, the loneliness that came with that postpartum period, feeling as a first-time parent, not knowing what I was doing and already questioning whether or not I'm fit to be a parent, all these things. And I survived. I learned, I researched, I did the best I could, and that is good enough. Okay, so there's one. Okay, I feel a lot better now. And it's good for him to see you work. It's good for him to see you pursue and never give up on your dreams, because that's what we want for him. And you have the ability to not have to give him over to a daycare or a babysitter all day, every day. It's 3 days a week, 5 hours a day. It's 15 hours, Anacani, so that you can do what you have to do to build the life that you guys want, to be able to retire and buy a home after your husband's done with his military career, to be able to spend all day with him, to be able to homeschool him and give him everything that you didn't have growing up. And there, I feel so much better. So those are my tips. That's it in action. I don't want to make this video too long. This is literally, I had like 20 minutes before I needed to get ready. The babysitter is actually on her way. I am scheduled to go teach Baby and Me yoga on base, and I just wanted to come on. Wednesdays are my days to come on here and give you guys some kind of content to make sure that I show up for you guys. And I didn't want to not show up just because I didn't have time. He is literally starting preschool on Monday. I got my contract. Everything kind of is moving really fast. And as these opportunities are going, I really needed a stability setting for him from a daycare. I couldn't, I was taking him to work when the babysitter couldn't make it. I was pawning him off on friends that I trusted. And it was just this inconsistency. And as you guys know, with toddlers, consistency and a set schedule, a routine is like key. So I was like, there has to be a better way. And so things happen for a reason. And literally we walked in and I already fell in love with they had a beautiful garden and it was really cute in the inside. You could see it was a small student to teacher ratio. The kids looked really happy. And my son literally was like, bye, mom. Like, he done took off. He's like, I found my tribe. Yay. He sat down with the kids. They were giving him high fives. He was giving them hugs. And then when we had to go get like the paperwork out so that she could talk to me about like the fees and stuff, like the adult stuff, I was like, come on, we got to go to the front. And he was like, bye-bye. Like, bye, mom. So I think he's ready. And so that helps a lot. But it also is still like he's my firstborn, and I have 2 adult bonus children. And so I haven't had to go through this and to realize that he's growing up and he's going to be 2 in April. And where did the time go? And so that in itself is, sorry, I have something in my eye. Other than, yeah, I was about to start crying again. No judgment. I'm a strong believer. So just a little bit of background. I've had a traumatic life, childhood. It bled into my teenage years. I didn't make very good decisions because I didn't deal with any of my stuff. And just things after the other kind of built up. And I was a different person, you guys. 10 years ago, I hated emotions. I hated being touched. I especially hated public displays of emotion, like people hugging me in public. One of the hardest things for me to do was to tell someone else that I love them, to say those words out loud, for them to tell me I love you and like actually make me feel like they meant it, like made me cringe inside, like it made me uncomfortable. And I hated crying. And I displayed like no emotions. If I got upset or you made me mad or anything like that, my like how to deal with it was I would shut down. I would just go silent treatment. And if you pushed me to the point where you made me cry, oh, you were on my like, you know, my list, and I would basically cut you off. Like you were non-existent at that point. It was like the ultimate like betrayal to make me cry, especially if you did it in public. Oh, forget about it. You like disappeared from the planet as far as I was concerned. And when I started dealing with some of my stuff in my 30s and really trying to get help to kind of just like let this stuff go, I had a teacher. His name was Ian Masterson, and in Hawaii they call him Kumu. So he was my Kumu. And he goes, Anacani, it takes more strength to cry in front of somebody and be vulnerable than it does to not. And I thought about it and I was like, yo, that's 100% accurate. To be able to like be vulnerable and actually cry in front of, like, that is one of the hardest things. That is way harder than me just being on silent treatment. And so it really stuck with me. And I was like, that basically makes me a stronger person to be able to cry in front of people and to show that I am human and I have emotions and to embrace emotions. Because he's like, your body is trying to let that toxic stuff go. You have to allow your body to cry. It's the only way to release it. And you holding it in, it's eating you up. It's not good for you on the inside. And so when I started to do that, when I pivoted, when I really dealt with everything and I let it go and I surrendered to my emotions, it was like a completely new Anacani. Like I transformed again. I love butterflies. You guys know that if you know anything about me and my brands, and that transformation that women consistently go through of coming into this cocoon when we have a hard time, we regress, we reassess, and then we transform, we rebuild. And when we come out so strong and so beautiful. And I have made that transformation multiple times in my life. You don't just get to do it once and that's it. You can re-cocoon anytime you want when you feel you need to. So if mama, you're out there and you're struggling, maybe you're in the same situation and you're having a hard time making the decision. Should I stay home? Should I, go back, pursue my dreams, start a new career? You're feeling like you're losing your identity. You feel like you have no identity other than being a mom, and you're yearning for something. This is me telling you that it's okay to choose you too. You're not a bad parent for choosing to want something more for yourself, because when you fill your cup, then you have more to give. You cannot give what you do not have. So if you're not happy with yourself, you're not happy with your life, then you're not going to make anybody else happy being part of your life. So that's my message. I wish you guys the best of luck if you're in this situation. If you've been in this situation, hugs, because it is such a hard position to be in. But your decision, it's your life, and you have to be okay with it. So, babysitter's here. I gotta go. I love you guys. Stay beautiful, stay fabulous, and I'll catch you next week.
Are you on the path to a more vibrant and fulfilling life? Then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You have the power to transform your life. Let's start that journey now. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and remember, your journey to a happier, healthier you starts right here. See you in the next video.